Hello and welcome to Zeke's RC. Today I've got a paint detail episode for you. I'm finally going to get around to painting and detailing the interior of my Marksman. This one here is one I did previously for my daughter. And this bone stock one here is currently mine. And here's another one that I've done in the past. But it's time to quit slacking and paint mine up, so let's get on with that. Alright, first order of business is to get it apart. This roll cage just unscrews. Alright, 6 bolts. Cage should just, cage just comes off. I'm going to take the driver's head off too. Releases the hat and the head. I'll put this back in here so I don't lose it. Cool. Alright, so now we're here. Grass out of my car. And I'm gonna have to get these guys out of my way. So I'll push that through on the side. Okay. That's gone. Alright. And then we're going to get on with the painting of the interior here. Since I have grass and dirt and everything, I'm going to just go over it with a Lysol wipe here. Take off the oils and dirt and whatever else. Alright, it's been about an hour. Let that dry up good. So here's my base coat. I'm going to use acrylic paint. Make this kind of look like a leather interior. Kind of like the dash and the console already kind of do. This is pretty close to the same color as you'll see. So I'm going to do that on this whole inset here, and then we're going to paint the driver and maybe some other details a different color. So let's get going on that. I'll put you on time lapse here. Alright, so it's day 2 now. I've based all of this in, and actually gone in this morning and touched up where it was light. So I've got that in there pretty well. I'm going to let it dry really good before I start working on this driver figure. So I'm going to paint this grill here in some silver. starting to do the black here on the fire suit. Thought I was filming here when I was doing the arm here and wasn't, so sorry about that. Alright, I'm to the point where I'm happy with this interior, so I'm going to mask the edges off, and then I'm going to spray some clear matte paint over this. Okay, here's my matte spray. I'm just gonna hit it with that. Do 2 or 3 coats, and I'm probably good. Alright guys, I'm gonna start on the driver's face here. I'm gonna shake this up so I get some paint on the lid here. And I'm gonna work right out of this lid, I hope. With my fine tip. Just gonna turn it so it stays a fine tip, and we're just gonna paint the hair on. Okay guys, I'm ready to put the body back on this thing. We got 4 coats on this thing here, so happy with that. So I took my windshield off, the cage, because I kind of like that look on the other one. So I took it off this one. We're gonna set this back in here. See how many holes I've plugged with paint. This off the back side here. Not terrible. Okay, we'll get this body back on this thing, or the body. We'll get the cage back mounted on this thing. Okay, just put the cage back in it. First look with the cage. I did 4 coats of matte clear over all of my paint here, so it'll take the water and the rain and whatever else I drive this thing through. So that should be good. We're gonna get the head done and put this thing back together. Maybe go run it at the park here. Alright guys, I'm taking some, what is this? Some 150 grit. And I'm just vintaging this body. This thing's painted on the inside with the reddish primer color. So I'm just bringing some of that out through the green here with the sandpaper. Alright guys, here's a look. Scuffed body, giving it that vintage look. There's the driver up in there, his face all done. Tina all the way around it. I'll get this truck out and show you guys in the light at the crawler park maybe. There's one that's relatively stock. I did paint the flares on this one and did the full interior and the driver on this one as well. This one's my daughter's truck. I wanted to go a different route with this one to make them look completely different. So I think I've achieved that. Pretty happy with my results here. So that's going to conclude my paint tutorial there. So love the Marksman. More to come on that guy. I've got a light kit that I'm going to put in it and do some taillights and some headlights and whatnot. So stay tuned for that in a future video. But for now, appreciate you watching and thank you.